Hello, hello. This is Sir David the Bard and Cockroach Disability and a new video. This video, I want to talk about confidentiality and secrets. I find those two concepts amazing among human beings. I've been a counselor over 50 years, 55 years, whatever. And I still do some individual counseling, not for money, but just people that may want to sit and talk and whatever. And I was trained and learned that things are confidential between a priest and a parishioner, a bishop and a Mormon, and a counselor and a Mormon. A counselor is ethically required to keep all confidences. The new HEPA laws, they didn't even exist when I was younger. You young people, you have HEPA laws now that cannot divulge medications, hospitalizations, doctor's reports, physical reports. The HEPA laws are a huge, huge wall of confidentiality. I'm now, at first I never questioned these things. When I was younger, I was stupid like most of you are that are younger. You haven't had a lot of experience of how life really works. I took confidentiality and secrets to the grave, as they say. And I'm looking forward to the grave any day these days. Now that I've evaluated my life a little bit and the life of other people, as a counselor, if you're an experienced counselor, you've heard it all. You know, I sewed my vagina up, my dick fell off, my eyes were poked out by a snake from the devil. I've been possessed. God damn. You've heard every damn human story that you could possibly hear. So nothing really surprises an experienced counselor. I remember when my doctor was doing a quad bypass surgery, and he looked at something medically and he goes, "Whoa!" And I go, "Shit, what does he see that I want to know about?" Anyway, a counselor is generally never surprised if they're experienced. The ideas of confidentiality and keeping secrets fascinates me these days. If you think you need confidentiality, you do. Your life is so screwed up, you don't want anybody to know what an asshole you really have been. That's kind of where my head is now, with confidentiality. And when people that are human, they go, "Can you keep a secret?" Well, the answer is no. No human can keep a secret. We fantasize that our friends, our mother, our brother, our girlfriend, etc. are going to keep a secret, but they never do. But we have to talk and express ourselves, hoping that what we're revealing would not be revealed to other people. We're so ashamed of the way we've lived, the way we've spoken, the way we have treated other people, and our fears and our neglect and negligence. We don't want anybody to know. I find that fascinating. I laugh. I laugh and laugh. If you need to have secrets and you need to have confidentiality, that's a sad state of affairs for existence. If we are embarrassed, humiliated, discriminated against, etc., generally we deserve it. I hate to say that, but I'm not going to lie. My experience has been that if I have to say to somebody, "Oh, by the way, don't tell anybody, but I just stole $70 out of Walmart clothing department. Don't tell anybody. It's a secret. What does that say? What does that say about a human being? When somebody goes to a counselor, and the counselor or the priest or the bishop is ethically bound to hold confidentiality, and they say, oh, I beat my wife up again today. I just slapped the shit out of her, threw her down the fucking staircase. But I want this to be confidential. Don't you tell the police, don't you tell my father, my brother, my sisters, don't tell anybody, especially the newspaper. What a pathetic creature. What a goddamn pathetic creature that says, this is a secret. I want you to keep this confidential. If you want confidentiality, you need it. That's the second time I've said that. You need it because you're pathetic. You're obviously somewhat of a failure. You're obviously don't want other people to know what a screw up you really are. You don't want other people to know your history, your background. You don't want other people to know that you have cancer or this or that. Now, let me balance a little bit. You are living in a group of creatures, human beings, that make a lot of poor judgment. They're very prejudiced. They're very mean. They can be very cruel. If they found out you have cancer and you're applying for a job, the asshole that's interviewing you goes, we'll give you a call, we have other resumes, we'll let you know. What a fucking asshole. They're not going to call you. They're going to say, God damn, he's got cancer. Cancer could be contagious. That's how stupid many human beings are. We don't want a cancer person here. So you don't get the job. Nah, you're right, that's not fair. Confidentiality may have gotten you that job, but do you really want to work for people that think like that and would treat you differently if they knew the whole truth? I laugh and laugh about courts in America where you put your hand on the Bible, even though you're an Islam or you're a Jew or you're a Buddhist or a Hindu. In America, you put your hand on the Bible and you raise your right hand to the square, which is the Mormon's signal for you're fucked. Anyway, you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. When I was younger, I always wondered why people had to be sworn in and under oath. I always told the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Why do all these other creatures have to be supposedly specialized, that they are knowingly, the courts know, they all lie. But they want them to raise their hand and put their hand on a religious book to say, I'm not going to lie now. I've lied my whole life. I'm an absolute fucking liar to everybody and everything, but this time I'm not going to lie because you are forcing me to put my hand on a book and swear that I'm not going to lie. Well, I'm sorry, I find it total silliness. I find it a subculture of creatures that are in a fantasy world, that they will not lie under oath. Now, if that's true, if the sub-creatures that swear to tell the truth never lie under oath, why is there perjury? A charge of perjury. Perjury is lying under oath. This is a spaghetti world of just shit against the wall with these creatures. You will not lie under oath. You've sworn before, in a Mormon church, God angels and these witnesses at this altar. And then you get up there and you lie anyway, and then you're charged with perjury for lying in court under oath. What do you get a human being to quit lying? Well, I don't know. I try to be optimistic. I try to be positive. But my life experience is kind of divulging to me that most humans lie, and most humans lie all the time. I'm not like that. Does that make me better? I don't know. I don't think so. It's just I'm different. I confessed the other day, I told my first lie. I'm 75 years old, and I finally lied one time. And I'm a little bit ashamed of that, and I'm going to correct that. That's not going to happen again. I told somebody that I had video cameras in the house when they were doing business, and that I could produce those videos in a court situation. I lied. I had cameras, but they weren't working and they weren't on. I'm a little ashamed of that because I pride myself on not bluffing. I never bluff, and I never lie. I lied once. I've admitted it. I got weak. 75 years I went with never telling a lie. Whether you believe that or not, I don't give a rat's ass. I never give a rat's ass. I always keep my rat's asses. I never give a rat's ass away. So, I stole once. I did a video just a few minutes ago on taking candy from a baby. I stole once. I lied once. Now people are going to say, oh, he's full of shit. Which is true. I can't deny that. Anyway, I didn't realize that most humans lie, cheat, and steal all the time. It is a large proportion of their existence and life. That's why they make you put your hands on the Bible, swear before God, angels, under oath, and then they charge you with the crime of perjury that you lied anyway. The whole thing makes no sense to me. No sense to me. But I live in it. I'm part of this experience. I have a human body, and I have to get along with this group of creatures. Their laws, their mores, their folkways, their language, their culture, their thought processes. There is a truth that humans believe, but there's facts that humans either don't accept or don't think are important, or subjectively don't think are important to the truth. Two separate things. What people believe to be the truth and what the facts are can be vastly different. But we live in a society of human beings where the truth is what most things are predicated upon. It doesn't matter what the facts are as much as what people believe. When you go up in front of a jury and you're black, the facts may say you're totally innocent. You didn't rob that store. But the jurors are looking at you with your black skin and what they believe to be the truth. Black people steal all the time. They must have done that. They're guilty. Put their ass in prison. You were convicted by the truth of the society you live in, not by the facts. I have been an advocate, and I'm starting to be more of an advocate, that the judicial system of the United States should hide the defendant and disguise their voice. That a jury can't look and say, well, they're black, they got big lips, a fat ass, and kinky hair. God damn, put that ass in prison. Throw the key away. That's not right. It's not fair. That's not the way we should deal with each other. A person should be shielded from a jury. Sure, they can testify. That doesn't stop them from testifying behind a curtain. Their voice could be disguised because there are many prejudices against how black people and other people, Southerners with their accent, Filipinos, Asians, Iranians, etc. That voice should be disguised so that the jurors only hear the facts. And then the jurors decide, oh, I think this guy's innocent, the facts don't show. And then when you jump out of the curtain, and you can be the Wizard of Oz and say, ignore the man behind the curtain, when you really pop out, the jurors go, shit, he looks guilty, but we charged him with innocence, convicted him of being innocent. So anyway, I've been an advocate, and I'll continue to be an advocate. Now you right-wing, way right-wing conspiracy people will say, oh, that's against the Constitution. I haven't found too many right-wing people that have read the damn Constitution. They're tuned into news reports and people who want to validate what they already believe. The facts are irrelevant. It's like the right of privacy. There's no right of privacy in the Constitution. That has been invented by the Supreme Court. The Bill of Rights don't have any right to privacy. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that. I'll do that in another video. Let me get back to confidentiality and people judging others. Now, we all hear, again, in the human population, don't judge people. Well, don't we judge people every damn minute that we're alive? We see how they're dressed, how they speak, what their beliefs are, their body size, their body type, skin color, gender. We're not to judge. We see shitty behavior and we go, oh, that's just shitty behavior. I'm not going to judge them. That's incorrect too. We should judge people, and we do. For our comfort, we say, well, we shouldn't judge people. That's stupid because it certainly makes people more comfortable because they don't have to take responsibility that, if somebody is raping a small child in front of you, you go, oh, I'm not going to judge that man. That's his own business. I'm not going to get involved. Well, there's a badge of courage for the human population. I think the quote is, judge not, that ye be not judged by the same judgment that you have put out on others. That doesn't scare me. That doesn't scare me at all. I think I judge others fairly. And if they're going to judge me the same way I judge them, what do I have to fear? What do I have to fear? If I judge them a certain way, with certain specifications, with certain requirements, with certain understanding and observations, why wouldn't I let them do the same back to me? So your whole idea of judging others is insanity. It's insanity. We judge people every second we're alive. And if we misjudge people because we're assholes, then we should be afraid that they're going to judge us as assholes, and we're going to be guilty under their judgment because it was our judgment originally. So, as we learn, develop, grow, and get wisdom, we learn to judge more righteously. I hate that word. More correctly. More succinctly. We can judge all the time, and we should. When a woman is asked out on a date by a man, does she judge how he's dressed, how he looks, his speech, his haircut, his background, the way he talks and acts? Of course she does. She has every right to do that, an obligation to do that. If he's an idiot and a fool, don't go out with him. You don't want your children to be fathered by that and raised by that. So, judging is appropriate, but it has to be fair and appropriate judging. If you're not fair and you're not appropriate, then you better be careful judging other people. It's going to come back karma. I love the Hindus. Karma. It's going to come back and bite you on the ass. So you better know what the hell you're doing. You better check the details. You better do your homework. You better study. You better do some mental and emotional work. Then you can look and say, yeah, that guy is raping that little girl. I'm going to judge him as a pedophile, and I'm going to put his ass in prison so he'll never see the light of day again. That's righteous. I hate that word. Succinctly judging. Good judging. Judging is a part of existence. If you think you're going to go through all of your life, and here on this planet and elsewhere, not judging, you are an idiot. You are being trained to judge properly. That's part of your reason and my reason for being here. Rather than making a snap judgment. If you make snap judgments, then if people make snap judgments about you, you deserve it. It's karma. What comes around goes around. It's going to bite you on the ass because you didn't judge properly. My recommendations are to myself, to you, learn to judge. Learn to judge. When you're a parent and you have a 3 or 4 or 5-year-old and they have chocolate all over their lips, all over their tongue and their mouth and down the front of their white clothing. And you say to your child, did you get into cookies? The child is a human. They're going to lie, cheat, steal until they're trained otherwise. No, I didn't get into cookies. And then you say, well, you have cookies all around your mouth and down the front of your shirt. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Perjury. They lied twice. They lied twice now. You now have experience as a parent to judge and to judge righteously. You can say to yourself or out loud, you're a little liar. I see evidence that convinces me you were in the cookies. You've lied to me twice, and now you have a punishment or consequences for lying. A parent judges all the time. We need to judge correctly, with information, with hard evidence, with irrefutable and irreputable facts. That's good judgment. We should do that. We're here in training to learn to be good judges. Judges of ourselves, judges of others. Judging ourselves is very important. If you and I want to fool ourselves and go, oh, we never lie, oh, no, that affair that I had, she was just a friend, and, she ripped her panties off, and her boyfriend threw me down on her, and, come on. If you want to judge yourself that way, good luck. When the end of life comes, and you go on to the next world and experience, you're going to be deficit and delinquent in your knowledge because you didn't take advantage of this world and this life and this body. If you can't judge yourself appropriately, properly, and objectively, I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you. If I can't say the truth about me, my background, and my experiences, I feel bad for me. Confidentiality, secrets. If you need them and want them, you really need them. Christians will say the book of life. It's a phrase that Christianity says, well, when we're judged, God or Jesus or Muhammad or Buddha or whoever, when you're judged, the book of life is going to be open and all of the facts will be known. Well, if that intimidates you, you got some work to do. Right now with me, maybe I have a little work somewhere, but people know that I lied once. People know that I stole a lunch once. And people know that in my first marriage, I got involved. I didn't have intercourse with one of my students at BYU when I was a teacher, but you know, I took her home and I dry humped her, and that wasn't appropriate. I've learned. I've never done it before. I've never done it since. Is that going to be in my book of life? Oh yeah, it'll be there. And it's going to open, and all the world, we say, all the world, is going to see I dry humped one of my students when I was a dance teacher at BYU. I have to also mention Margot. Margot was after my divorce, and Margot and I hooked up one night, and we had intercourse when I was a Mormon and she was a Mormon, and I was trained in those days to confess. Oh, go to the bishop, confess, and do repentance. And so I did. I went to the bishop and I said, you know what, I fucked Margot, and I shouldn't have done that. I did it only once, but I'm here to throw myself on the mercy of the Mormon court. And he said, well, what was her name and what was her address? And I said, well, you know, I don't know why that's important. I found out they fucking excommunicated her, not me. I was the man. Me and my dick were safe, but her pussy, when it opened, the Mormon church said, you're out. Poor Margot. I didn't know giving her address, they were going to trace her down, and her bishop excommunicated her for me screwing her. Is that fair? No, no, no. I feel bad that Margot got excommunicated from the church because I screwed her. I don't need confidentiality. Am I ashamed of some of my behaviors? I don't like that word. Do I regret or have remorse? Not really. Did I learn? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. I learned. I don't want to have to hurt other people. I didn't know that Margot was going to be really hurt from my behavior. I've never repeated that behavior. So Margot and Betty, I'll tell you her first name, in my dance class, Betty and I were hooked up in the class demonstrating to other people how to dance, and we just got a little too close. I didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't realize, I didn't plan that to happen. Now I know. Now I know if I'm attracted to a female, I get the hell away from her. Now, back then, I was young. I was 25, 26, married, had 2 kids, and caused a divorce. My wife, my first wife, Janice, divorced, and we decided to lie, tell the court we had been separated, and we were divorced in 4 or 5 days. I've learned. I'm not ashamed of those circumstances. They were bad judgments. They weren't purposeful mistakes. They weren't a hard-on, just finding a hole, the nearest hole. That wasn't the situation. If that's the way you've been or you are, then you have to feel your own repentance, remorse, regret, whatever. But I don't have regrets. I feel bad emotionally that I made some poor judgments. I didn't have all the facts and the information to make a good judgment. These days, I do have the facts and the information. I don't make judgments like that anymore. So my book of life is already on the video camera. It's already in front of 5 million people, and probably before I die it'll be maybe 10 million people. I don't care. I don't need confidentiality. I don't need secrets. What I need is to be a better person. I need to be able to recognize and meditate why I made some bad judgments. Put that into my physical brain, my spirit, my body, my creature spirit and body, and say, I learned. I learned. So, if you want confidentiality and you need to keep secrets, I'm going to be a little harsh. You're pathetic. You're pathetic. You're living a life of lies. You're living a life of deceit. You're deceiving yourself and everybody else around you, your husband, your wife, your kids. My little sweet, and I'll use her name, Nicole, child, has always been fascinated with questioning me about, well, did you have intercourse with that girl when you were married to my mother? I go, well, no, I didn't have intercourse with her. Well, what did you do? Well, I dry humped her, but, you know, that was the extent of it. How many times? Well, one time. Well, anything else? I go, whatever else you want to know. I'm willing to you admit, you know, the poor judgments that I've made throughout a lifetime. But these days, I've learned, and I wouldn't dry hump anyone again. That's not my wife. Anyway, confidentiality and secrets. Evaluate yourself. Measure yourself up against who you are, what you say, what you do. If they don't match, that's your problem. When they open the book of life, they're going to say, oh, Sir David the Bard and Mr. Cockroach, are these videos matching the book of life? Well, yeah, they do. They do. Well, you're not getting in. Okay. If I've been an evil, wicked, terrible person and I haven't met the standards of being around other high creatures, well, I just have to accept that. That's the way the cookie crumbles. I love it. I'm old. Homie, don't play that game. You ain't going to get in. Okay. Well, I tried my best. If my best isn't good enough, I'll have to go wherever I have to go. So anyway, think about confidentiality. Think about having secrets. We need to get rid of our confidentiality and our secrets. We need to be real creatures. We need to be honest. We need to be telling the truth. And our truth should match the facts. In this world, the truth many times does not match the facts. I think it's a worthy goal to try to make sure that the facts match our truth. Anyway, I'm done. End of video. Fat man out of chair. Video is gone.